guys, it's Tori.
I know it's hard. It's difficult because you're like, hey guys, I didn't think about what I was gonna say.
So this is gonna be a Q&A video with my lovely boyfriend Gus. And as you can see from the title of the video, it's pretty self-explanatory what these questions and answers are going to be. So some of them he will answer, some of them I will answer. Yay!
So, how did we meet? We met at our old job.
It was at a retirement home.
Basically,
I like this story.
I was dating someone at the time, and she was dating someone at the time. And then we hung out and decided how lame our other relationships kind of were. And we kind of just went for it.
Yeah.
Well, we broke up with them, you know, and then we went for it. But yeah, so we met through a retirement home.
Rock on.
It's pretty romantic. Did you know he was trans when you first met him?
I didn't really at first, but the only thing that kind of led me to think he was because some of the people at the retirement home that we worked with, they didn't really acknowledge it so much. So like half of the staff would say he, and then the other half of the staff would say she. And I was like, wait, what? But you know, then it kind of clicked and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really, that was kind of when I like first came out, so it was really hard for me to actually like tell everyone. So really like only people who were close to me kind of knew, and yeah, so. What is your sexuality? I am a straight male.
And I'm a straight female.
And together we make a straight couple.
It's true.
People have asked me like if you've ever would date a lesbian. The answer is probably not. I mean, things happen, but I always kind of just was like, oh, against it, because I always think that if I date someone who's lesbian, they're gonna kind of see me as a girl, you know what I mean? Whereas a girl who's straight, you know, she's gonna see me more as a guy, if that makes any sense. You know, some people are gonna disagree with that, but whatever. Are there any differences between dating a trans guy versus a cisgender guy? And just so you guys know, a cisgender guy is just someone who was born as a male by birth and, you know, is assigned to the gender.
I mean, there's obviously the big difference, you know, one is a trans man, one is not. But there's also stuff that's like the testosterone that makes, you know, it makes mood swings, and it's not like it's an inconvenience or anything, it's just different, you know what I mean? I'm completely used to it, you know, it's not like anything super crazy or anything. There's also, you know, just the talk about surgeries, stuff like that. I mean, for the most part, it's not like entirely like a whole new world. It's you know, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, cisgender males, like, yeah, they have, you know, body image issues. I'm not saying, like, just because, you know, you're a guy doesn't mean you can't dislike your body, but it's a hell of a lot different when you're trans, because it's just a whole different world of dysphoria. It's definitely a struggle to deal with sometimes, because, you know, I don't like when you don't like something about yourself, because I like everything about you. But I mean, it's just kind of, that's probably the biggest and the hardest thing that I've had to deal with, but I mean, I love them, so.
I think it kind of affects everyone, not even just her, but it affects, you know, my close friends and my family and stuff, because they get worried, because, you know, dysphoria, especially for trans guys, I mean, for everyone it's a big deal, but for trans guys it's a lot more known to cause a lot of problems, like with depression and anxiety and things like that don't even make any sense, so it's really hard for me to explain it to them, but I mean, I try my best, and she, you know, it is frustrating sometimes. I mean, we will occasionally just bicker about it, you know, because she's like, I don't understand, like, you're not talking to me, because it's really hard to talk about it, because I always try to explain it like, oh, it's like my FTM, you know, it's like my trans stuff, and she's like, what about it? And I'm like, well, it's just, it's there, you know, and she's just like, what about it? And so how did he react to testosterone? Did he act any different, and were you able to see the changes?
Yes. Well, at first, initially, he was exceptionally moody. Like, Jesus Christ.
I was
moody. He got a lot better though. But I mean, aside from the mood swings, which is completely normal, and we worked around, you know, you got that little stuff growing right here. You know. You
got the facial hair.
Like
it is coming in a little bit. It's coming in nice.
And let me tell you, his voice like dropped I didn't even realize it until like, you know, he showed me like the actual voice comparisons from like, you know, pre-T to like current. I was like, whoa.
My body hair has grown as well.
Good input.
I'm very proud of it. Do you have any tips for anyone dating a trans guy, such as helping the trans guy with their dysphoria?
It's just kind of one of those things, you can't really tell them they're like wrong for feeling that way. One thing I've learned is you can't really say like, I don't understand why you're feeling that way, because like, yeah, you're right. You don't understand why they're feeling that way. It's just kind of something you have to be willing to put in a lot of effort to make it work, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously both people do.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I kind of want to say harder in a way, just with everything, like, you know, dealing with the testosterone, the surgeries, and dysphoria and stuff like that. I mean, it's not awful, it's not worse, trust me. It is not worse. But it's definitely something you just, I don't know, you just kind of have to work with and just talk to your partner with and see what works for them, what makes them happy, what you can do to help them out.
It's basically a lot of communication and patience. I think patience is like the number one thing, because it's really hard for me to talk about it. Like even still, it gets like really hard just because I'm not really good at talking about myself to begin with. You know, you have to let it out eventually. It's really, really, really hard. So I just say to be very, very patient. And I know it's frustrating, and we try not to be frustrating, but we are. But that's okay. How do you feel when people are ignorant or disrespectful towards me being transgender?
Well, initially it made me really angry, and I mean, I never really like did anything about it. I mean, I would like make comments back to them, but just be really rude, because you know, like, not only does it like hurt him, but like it hurts me too, because I'm like, no, like I'm not dating a girl. But I mean, after a while I just kind of got used to it, was like, whatever, like it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, it still bothers me, and I know it bothers you sometimes too, but it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, look, we're in a very happy and good relationship, so if someone has a problem with it or they have something to say about it, I don't really care. It doesn't really affect our relationship.
Yeah.
So
it definitely went from like super hostile and like rude towards people whenever like anything like that happened, to not really caring. So how do you feel about top surgery?
I mean, I'm excited for it.
It's in April.
I know it's something that he's been looking forward to for a while, and I know it's gonna make him very happy and more comfortable with himself, so that's really nice. And I know he's anxious about it, but it's gonna go well, and I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have any concerns?
I mean, I don't want to say like I'm worried something's gonna go wrong, because I'm fairly confident that everything's gonna go good. But yeah, no, like he just said, I am exceptionally anxious that something is somehow gonna go wrong, and I don't want anything to go wrong. So I'm probably going to make a video about it, you know, like when it's happening and everything, and not like the actual surgery, but like that would be creepy. No, but like, you know, before and after the surgery, and literally all you're gonna see in that video is me like crying and shaking and falling.
I feel like out of everyone, I'm probably like the least anxious about the actual surgery part. Like,
you don't want your nipples to fall off.
No, yeah, that's the only thing. I'm like worried about my nipples falling off. Like, I'm not worried about the surgery itself. Like, I've never complained about being anxious or scared about it. Everyone else has. I'm like, yeah, no, whatever, cool, surgery, but what about my nipples, or what about like me not being able to shower? Like, am I gonna be able to shit? Like, am I not gonna be able to? Like, that's what I'm worried about. Like, will my GameCube fit in my suitcase? Yeah, those are my concerns.
Well, thanks guys for watching. Those were just some of the questions that we answered. If you have any suggestions, just leave them down in the comment section, and we'll be happy to answer them. Also, Gus made a video. It's pretty similar to this. There's some extra questions and some added explanations to some of the stuff over on his channel, so just click his lovely face to reach the video. And yeah, thanks guys. Bye. And as you can see in the title, it's pretty, you cannot do that while I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not allowed? It's against the rules. Alright, bye guys.
Bye.